Usually I say good morning, but good night for most of you guys. This is a special late night edition of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency news, and I felt like I had to do it. I already had 2 videos for today. This will be my 3rd one, and I know a lot of you guys been wanting me to do a live session, so here I am. And the occasion, well, the occasion is Bitcoin is above 11,000. In fact, $11,174, $75. This is time to celebrate. Remember, for the past, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for Bitcoin to head higher, especially with the halving event. A lot of excitement over that. And even beforehand, we had periods where Bitcoin really started going up, but we got rejected, or Bitcoin got rejected at 10.5, and we got rejected at 10,000, and it's just been stuck in a rut, but it's been holding and holding and holding, and today we finally broke through 10.5, and right now we're holding well above 10.5. So are there dangers? Is this something we should worry about? Is it going to come crashing right back down below 10.5? Right now, it's not looking like it, but who knows? Who knows? But let's have a good discussion. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about a few other stuff, and let's get this show on the road. So, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you smash up the likes. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's do this. Let's do this. First off, you'll notice on the screen, I have my Twitter. Now I'm putting that in all my videos. I put my Twitter handle right there because it is my main go-to communication tool. Although recently I haven't been saying that much on it, but still, it's important that you follow me there in case something happens. Some of you guys still don't know that I was banned from YouTube for 3 months. There's still people that making comments like, why did you disappear? Where do you come from and stuff. It's like, it's still surprising me that people don't know. I've been trying to get that information out, but this is the reason why you need to follow me on Twitter in case something happens. So this way you'll be on top of things. All right. So Bitcoin is at 11,142 right now, right? And it just seems like it's not stopping right now. So we had FOMO periods like this before, but this one just feels different. So this morning, actually, I posted some videos. So before I really get into what I really want to talk about, I did want to make a few things because I did just get this channel back from 3+ months of termination, basically. So YouTube bots determined my video from 3 months ago. Somehow it violated terms of service, and when I appealed, they just banned my account. But luckily, through the help of a viewer from another channel that kind of, someone told me to reach out, whatever, but they were actually a YouTube employee, and they helped me get it back. They escalated my case, and someone reviewed it and said, okay, we wrongfully terminated. Anyways, I got it back. Long story short, after I got it back, something's weird going on. It could be that so many people have stopped watching me because they forgot about me, or there's something going on with notifications, or just how my videos are being, put out there. Because I know the first stream I had, it was good. Second stream, people were saying they weren't getting notifications, and recently I've been posting videos. Just seems like it's not getting any traction. So, in case you guys don't know, my normal plan going forward is that I'm going to be streaming on Fridays. Friday, 10:30 a.m., that's going to be my normal streaming. Of course, I will be doing live streaming at night to discuss anything that's relevant. But my plan is to do it just once a week on Fridays. Now, throughout the week, I plan on doing a lot more shorter videos like these. And these are actually pretty good. So make sure you watch them. Right? Because a lot of what I'm saying now was actually covered this morning, and it's not a coincidence why Bitcoin is pumping and why gold is pumping and why they're both pumping and why they started at the same time. So make sure you check out these other videos, right? You may not be used to the fact that they're not live, but they're informative, they're much shorter, and you go get information much faster that way. So that's right off the bat. And if you're not getting notifications, make sure you re-hit the notification bell, because like I said, during my second stream, some people were saying they weren't getting notified. So I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get it corrected, but that's kind of like, kind of what I want to get off my chest first. All right. So why did Bitcoin all of a sudden pump up, right? Like, you guys may be wondering, like, why now? Why all of a sudden, right? So if we zoom out just a little bit, you'll notice that Bitcoin has been kind of stuck in a rut for a while, right? And ever since we came up from 3,800 or so, we came up to 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. We basically kept getting rejected 10,000, right? And we had a few up and downs, but if you zoom out a little bit, like right now, you'll see that pretty much just hovering. So why now? What caused this to start going like this? And you know what? I know most of you guys are not gold lovers because of Peter Schiff, but in case you were a gold lover, you'll notice that the same thing happened with pretty much with gold. Gold, not the same pattern as Bitcoin, but you could see gold has been steadily rising. But you could see that something happened here, right? Just like Bitcoin, right at this date, something happened and started to cause gold to go up too, which is why gold is at all-time high too, 1971. So after 12 years or 11 years, gold has reached all-time high, which Bitcoin has not yet. So that's one thing for gold. But why did both go up exactly at the same time? It makes you wonder why, right? Why did they both go up? COVID has been going on for a long time. COVID has been starting since February of 2020. And didn't get bad until March, right? And then unemployment starts skyrocketing because of lockdown and everything. And there's still a lot of people out of work. And of course, when we went through the first relief package, we got our stimulus checks, businesses got their PPP loans, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So, you would figure, well, why didn't it move during all those times, right? But why now? So I did some digging. And here's the kicker. So what day, right, did they both start moving up? July 20th. Gold started really moving July 20th. And then if you look at Bitcoin, guess what day this started, right? July 20th. Well, actually July 21st according to this, but basically July 20th. So why did they both go up at the same time there? So that's where this video, I explain it. So I was doing research on news, like headline news and stuff like that, right? And guess what? That day was the day Congress reconvened from a very long vacation. So I didn't know this. July 4th all the way to July 20th. So 16 days, including weekends, they were off. And the first thing that they were looking at is the second relief project. Second relief proposals. That's what I meant. And that is something that's still being discussed right now, right? Because the Democrats have the HEROES Act. Now the Republicans are proposing their proposal, which is different. But if you look at both proposals, what does it mean? It means that there's more money that's going to be printing out, right? So the first stimulus package and relief package, everything combined, was close to like 4 trillion. But in fact, if you count other things like loans and tax breaks and all this stuff, I mean, people are estimating it's a lot more, like $6 trillion. So that's $6 trillion. That's pretty much coming out of thin air, right? And now we're talking about the second relief package. And the Democrats, their HEROES Act was around 4 trillion. Now the Republicans is about 1 trillion, which, yeah, it's better than 4 trillion, but still it's another trillion, right? So this is what is still being discussed. There's a lot of Americans that definitely need it. But you know what? Since the 20th, since the 20th, since the reconvene in Congress and talking about, the new proposals, that's when things started skyrocketing. And it's not a coincidence, right? It shows that there are large whales, institutions, investors, family offices, whoever that has a lot of money. They're clearly concerned about inflation. This is the reason why. It has to be the reason why. Why would both start moving up and skyrocketing at the same time on the same date while this is all going on? So it's no coincidence. We just don't know who, but we already have clues. Some of the biggest investors out there now is talking about like real scary stuff about inflation, devaluation of the dollar, and they're all looking for ways to hedge against the dollar. I've talked about this guy, and you guys know, a macro investor, one of the biggest ones, Paul Tudor Jones, started saying that he's looking for things to hedge against inflation. He's not going all in on anything, but he started talking about Bitcoin. He said about 2% of his portfolio is now Bitcoin because it is the fastest horse in a race. But basically, he's starting to prepare for some real bad hyperinflation that's going to come due to all the money printing because of all the relief packages that's being given out. So we're getting clues about this already. It's not a surprise. And Ray Dalio, he doesn't mention Bitcoin, but he's the founder of the world's largest hedge fund, so you figure he knows what he's talking about. And he's been talking about how cash is trash for a long, long, long time because of inflation. He's been saying that for years, not even this year. He's been saying it for years upon years. So we already have signs. We have warnings. People have been saying prepare for inflation. So I honestly think some of these guys, or maybe others, really start doubling down on their gold purchases and also Bitcoin purchases. So that is the reason why. That is the reason why they're both going up. And that is the reason why I think Bitcoin smashed through 10,500 finally. And it just smashed through any short calls, short options. And it just really snowballed and escalated. And now Bitcoin is at 11,100. And it was as high as 11,400. If you see it, man, that's pretty high. But what does this mean, right? I think this is going to continue. I honestly think this is going to continue. This is not a temporary pump right now. It takes a ton of money to cause a movement like this. And the fact that both gold and Bitcoin is moving at the same time, I think that shows how much money is actually being put in. To actually make gold go up that much, think about it. Gold has like a $8 trillion market cap. And for it to go up that much, man, that's a lot of money being put in. And for Bitcoin to move this much, it's probably like what Paul Tudor Jones said, like probably 2%, 3% of people's portfolios. But because these guys have so much money, that's probably the fact that it had. So I think this is phenomenal for Bitcoin. Now, as for inflation, not so phenomenal. Devaluation of the dollar, not phenomenal. But, man, yeah. Hold on, guys. My dog is really... Sorry. Actually, I had to let my dog out. Not in, but that was very annoying that no one else attended to him while I'm streaming. But anyways, apologize. But like I was saying, I think this is a real deal. I think this shows there's so much money coming into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has finally smashed through one of its previous highs. So this was what we've been waiting for, what we all been waiting for Bitcoin to smash through one of its previous highs. And it hasn't been able to do that for ever since Bitcoin fell down from 12,000, right? We got, I mean, not 12,000, 20,000. What am I saying? 20,000. And then remember, we had a brief run up to about 14,000, came back down, right? Then we had a run up to about 12,000. Then here, right around February, right, we had a stint right around 10,500, but it wasn't able to break through, right? And then since then, since February, so what? That is 5 months, 6 months now. We have not been able to break that. Last time Bitcoin tried, right around here, 10,300. That was back in June, but I mean, this is clearly, you could see clearly it broke through it and it's holding, and this is very, very positive. So what does that mean for Bitcoin? The next level, really, I mean, if you look at it, the next level is 12,000. So that's right around here. That's around August 2019 is when we saw Bitcoin at 12,000. So I do think we're going to get there. Is it going to go there tomorrow? Probably not. Probably not tomorrow, but I do think that now that we're above 10.5 and we could hold above 10.5, we're going to start, stair-stepping up to 12,000. And I think it could come sooner than expected because we went from 9,100 to 11,000 in a relatively short time. 11,000 to 12,000 couldn't come tomorrow morning. But I think it'll be relatively quick. And 12,000, after 12,000, then it's that 14,000 mark, right? And then after that, who knows? We know the next step is probably 20,000 by then, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But right now, this is something that Bitcoin has not been able to do for 3 years. 3 years, right? So this is actually very, 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 very positive. And man, it's about time. It's finally about time, right? It's just been forever. And I'm gonna pour myself a drink because I've been saying a lot too much. Now, the downside to this, and I've been warning you guys, so, a lot of my warnings go on deaf ears because people don't want to see it. And sometimes it's just, people just want to ride the wave, right? So one of the things, obviously, since Bitcoin started going up, is that Bitcoin dominance have been going up. So it's now 63.1%. It was just at 60s just a few days ago. So that means it went up 3%, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but it actually means a lot. The market cap went up substantially. I think 20 or 30 billion dollars. And the BTC dominance went up, which means that basically it's draining out all this money from the altcoins. So today you have a lot of altcoins that is doing, not just today, the last few days have not been doing well. Some have been still doing well, some have not been, right? So some of the high flyers like Cardano recently had a good pump, so it's showing weakness. Chainlink, which was almost as high as $9, showing some weakness. Tezos showing some weakness. A lot of the DeFi coins are showing weakness. Unfortunately, VeChain, which has been really doing well, showing some weakness. So some of the altcoins that have experienced good gains within the last month or 2 or 3, I called it a mini altcoin season. We'll have to see what happens. There's been times where Bitcoin pumps and they get drained, but then Bitcoin kind of pumps to a level and consolidates, and then the money kind of flows back into altcoins and kind of carries them with Bitcoin. Let's see if that happens, because if Bitcoin just continues to skyrocket from here as it draws more investors, more FOMO, it's going to be hard for altcoins to catch up. But if Bitcoin stops at certain levels and takes a breather and some of the money flows into the altcoins, it's going to be phenomenal, right? Bitcoin is still king. But it kind of sucks to see how Bitcoin is going up so much right now, and a lot of the good altcoins kind of stalled and went down, kind of going backwards and kind of almost like canceling each other out. We would love to see everything go up at the same time, right? Yeah, that's a huge jump in dominance. Who's saying Earth is flat? Cheers. Yeah, so just got back on YouTube. Maybe I'm the cause for a bull run. That's what I like to tell myself at night, but no. I think we were all waiting, and we got so used to waiting. You know, Bitcoin pumped up from 9,100 to 9,400 or 9,700. Didn't really mean anything, right? We kind of expected, yeah, it'll just go down. There's sudden pumps, sudden downs, right? But this is a little different. Now, granted, if tomorrow it just dumps back down to 9,600. That's a different story. And some people are asking, oh, isn't there a CME gap at 9,600? Could we dump back down? It certainly could, and kind of breaks his narrative. But I think it's not a coincidence at all that both Bitcoin and gold are seeing such increases, such pumps, starting really from the same exact day that Congress started talking about the second relief package that is still being discussed, that's going to be voted, and I mean, one package will be voted in, right? It's just a matter of negotiating dollars and stuff like that. I don't want to get into it, but it's a lot of money that's being minted out and given out, and people are really afraid of inflation. I don't know, what's that going to look like, right? In 3, 5, 10 years, right? Are we going to see a media effect? Are Happy Meals going to shoot up to $15 a meal? And I don't know what else. What else could happen, right? If we have some pretty nasty inflation. But right now, what the government, what Trump, the administration, everyone else, you know what? They want to stabilize the economy. So they're doing what they can, I guess. But I think that's the reason why a lot of these well-known billionaires, investors are preparing. They're buying up stores of value, and Bitcoin is now one of them. The sentiment I'm seeing on Twitter why gold and Bitcoin are pumping is uncertainty with COVID going into fall, winter, along with election. Well, that's been ongoing for a while, right? COVID has been ongoing since February. Market crashed, market recovered. But why now? Why all of a sudden July 20th? That's the thing. It's clear that major buying happened starting from here, right? In this case, for Bitcoin, July 21st, so one day afterwards. But you could clearly see this, is very different from all this, right? And this was all during COVID. So why now, right? I honestly think, and same thing with gold. I mean, even though gold has been doing well, but you could clearly see, starting from this point on, it's a pretty much a parabolic move, just like Bitcoin, right? With gold. And gold is something that doesn't do this. It takes so much buying of gold to have this happen. With $7 trillion and gold is traded around the world, and we know gold is heavily manipulated by Wall Street guys. For this to happen with gold is almost next to impossible, and it did. And you know what? I don't think it's coincidence that both did this at the same time. So it's definitely, I think, COVID related. I think it has to do a lot with COVID, uncertainty, but I think it has a lot to do with the second round, the second relief package, and basically everything is revolving around inflation, worry about inflation, and and parking your money somewhere else so it doesn't devalue due to inflation, basically parking into a store of value like gold or Bitcoin. So I think ultimately that's the name of the game right now. Hyperinflation strategy should include guns and ammo. I don't know about that. If unemployment runs out in July, what does that have to do with buying gold and Bitcoin? And that's unemployment is a big thing that's being negotiated in this second relief package. It's the Democrats wants to continue the $600 until January. The Republicans just said they want to do 70% of wages because they feel like if you do $600 set, that actually equals to more than what some people pay, which makes them just not go back to work, which I see the argument there, right? So they want it to be less. So I don't know. But I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know what the end result will be. So I did hear Topps made a Dr. Fauci card, and I read today that it is one of the best-selling Topps card ever. I know you guys know that I'm kind of into basketball cards now, but not baseball cards. So, but my friend was telling me how I think he could have bought it from Topps for like $4 on their website or something, and now it's going for $50 on eBay because it's sold out and everyone wants one, which I think it's ridiculous. But anyways, it's there. It's people want it, and you can make money from it. There's fear if nothing is signed by July 31st, then the whole economy will crash worse than it did months ago. There's fear of that, but I think it's false fear. So, I don't know. I can't say enough. I can't pretend like I'm some smart economic person that can definitely tell you if this is going to happen, this is going to happen, or whatever, but it just seems unlikely. It seems unlikely that first of all, they can't come to a conclusion, which they should be able to, right? They should be able to vote on something relatively quick. And second of all, I think they're right. I think it's important, but I don't think you should be overpaying, which is what it seems like the Heroes Act is doing, or what we're seeing now is doing. So I don't know. Can't comment enough. All I could comment on is the commonality is Bitcoin and other stores of value are skyrocketing. That's what I comment on, and I think we could all see that. What do you think will happen when the world realizes U.S. is in recession on Thursday? I don't know. I don't think it'll be a surprise. I think if you look at economic numbers, they've been horrible for the past 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. I think it wouldn't be a surprise. I don't think, but I guess it just depends on how bad the numbers are. Do you think there's retail money pumping Bitcoin and gold? No. This is nowhere. This is not caused by retail money. No way. No way. No way. It takes a lot of money to do this, even with Bitcoin. Okay, it's even harder 100 times harder with gold. This is not just average Joes saying, yeah, I'm going to buy $100 of Bitcoin and it's going to cause Bitcoin to pump up like this. No, it's not. It's not at all. Now, FOMO from retail investors contribute and helps, but what really kicks it off, what causes Bitcoin to trigger these liquidations or short liquidations and stuff is because there's a massive, massive buy that's coming in and it's triggering all these short covers. And then, with FOMO and stuff, that, that could definitely help retail investors getting in. But I don't think this is retail investors doing this at all. Now, the good thing is, once they do come in, it will definitely be good, but not right now. You guys can hear my dog squeaking his toy right now. How about Zion rookie card? I didn't want to bring it up because a lot of people kind of feel like I talk about cards too much, but yeah, you know what? Cards, sports cards, is another it's another store of value that's really taking off. And today, you heard MLB is in real trouble, right? Baseball is real trouble. Everyone is getting COVID in baseball because they're not operating in a bubble. The players are not operating in a bubble, and so the season might be in danger, right? But basketball is not. Adam Silver, he knew that everyone had to be in a bubble, and they watch these players carefully. If they get out of the bubble, there's strict quarantine rules and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. I heard hockey was doing good. I don't know about football, right? Maybe basketball is going to become the dominant sport for this year because of what's going on with COVID. But anyways, basketball cards, sports cards in general is exploding. So I dabbed myself into it. Actually, not dabbed anymore. I got heavy into basketball cards because I love basketball. I've always loved basketball, and now the cards are like an art form almost. It's a store of value, just like Bitcoin and just like anything else. It's good. We need to get to 750 billion market cap, less whale manipulation. Of course. One of the main questions people always ask me, at least before, is, things are so heavily manipulated in the crypto world, even Bitcoin, right? Because you could see massive pumps and massive drops because there's manipulation going on. We know that. How will it ever stop? Well, it'll stop partly due to more money coming in. 323 billion isn't bad, but it's not 800 billion. And we've seen even at 800 billion, things could collapse, right? But wait until the market cap goes to 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion, 5 trillion. Once it gets to 8 trillion, 10 trillion like gold, then it's going to be really, really hard to manipulate, right? You're going to have a ton of money to be able to do so. So I think as the market cap goes up, that's definitely going to help curb at least a lot of the manipulation going on. But you know what? A lot of you guys want volatility. A lot of you guys want to see big movements. And the only way that can happen is if there is some manipulation going on behind the scenes. So you got to watch out. Also, another thing I want to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw this, but it's pretty amazing that XRP is back at number 3, but that wasn't what I was going to talk about. The thing I want to talk about is Tether. Take a look. Tether is at $10 billion. A lot of you guys didn't know this, but it's been going up steadily. Whether or not that's legit money, that's questionable at this point, but some of this Tether money is probably coming into the market. Remember, Tether went from 4 billion to 6 billion to 8 billion to 10 billion now, and it didn't seem like, with the influx of Tether, it really didn't seem like altcoins and Bitcoin are moving. So I always theorized that a lot of the money was just sitting on the sidelines. It wasn't really being used. So now, maybe it is being used. That's the reason why. But Tether this high, scares me. Scares me a little bit. Disabled tipping on YouTube. Is it disabled? Oh, I told you guys at the beginning. Once I got my channel back, all these like weird stuff happened, right? Like people told me they got like auto unsub, notifications not working. I still feel like my notification is not working completely. So now someone's saying, live streaming tipping is not working. I don't know. Like ever since I got it back, it just seems like it's been kind of weird. Kind of weird. I don't know what it is. So I don't even know how to look at video membership, super chat. I don't even know if you can I don't even know how you enable or disable it. I don't think I ever turned it off, so I don't know what happened there. Where's my QR code? I had it because I appreciate it that you're thinking of me, but let's see if I can get it. Is it this one? No. Man, I got rid of it. There we go. This is from my other one. This is what I was using from when I was on my when I was on Twitch and D Live and stuff. So I had a cool nifty restream chat here, which I'm gonna try to figure it out because I promised I was gonna try to figure it out. But here's my BTC QR code. So I have to figure out why super chats don't work anymore. That's really, really strange. So you can also go to tipgeorge.com. I forgot I created that. Tipgeorge.com. If you don't want to tip with BTC, you could use that page to just tip me directly using PayPal or something like that. So appreciate it. Not necessary, but appreciate that you guys are thinking of me. Grading ruins sports car collecting. I used to think so, but no. I think it made it better. Because now you have normal cards that has a high population. It gives them a chance to be more valuable because if something's graded perfect, near mint or mint, gem mint, like 10 or 9.5 or 9, it makes it more valuable because now you have pretty much a perfect card. So it takes something that's really not valuable and it makes it very valuable. Now, what's bad is right now with grading is the fact that there's so many people grading, it becomes really, really hard. But I don't think grading ruined card. I think it made it better, more rare. Some of these cards I got, it's just crazy. Tipgeorge.com. It's just a way to tip me. This is what people use on Twitch. So if you want to tip creators on Twitch using this, but since Super Chat is not working, you guys could use this too if you want. And it goes to me, and I get a email notification if you do. So. Yeah, so speaking of cards, I know some of you guys were interested. I don't want to turn this whole chat into cards, but I do like it. But I am starting a new project with my good buddy. We actually started a channel a few years ago. Didn't do anything with it because I started my card channel and then my buddy just never got into it. Had he continued, it would have been the biggest site about sports cards because funny story is people saw what we did. Some of those people were followers of mine, and they started their own channels and stuff, and they're actually relatively big. So had we continued that, we could have been dominant in the sports car world. But anyways, if you guys are into It doesn't even come up. I don't even know if I is searchable. This earwax. I don't want to see earwax. That's kind of gross. Okay. I was gonna pull up the new site, but maybe I can't right now. Let's see if I can log in and get to it. Oops, what happened to my screen? That's not what I want to show. Here we go. Is DeFi here to stay, or do you think it's a bubble? I've always said I was uncomfortable with DeFi, no matter how well the coins did. Now, I recognize a lot of people made a lot of good money by buying DeFi coins because they've been going up by hundreds to thousands of %. But for me, I still don't trust it because I think there's too much price action going on and not that much activity. And I still think there's the danger side to it, right? DeFi could collapse. The companies that you have your collateral on can collapse, get hacked. And it has happened before. And with flash crashes, a lot of people get liquidated. And we've seen that with MakerDAO as well. So, you know what? It's not 100% foolproof, right? So that's why I think people need to be a little bit cautious about DeFi. I know a lot of people, get caught up in it, but DeFi are the ones that are coming down the fastest right now, right? Because people are pulling their profits and putting their Bitcoin. So you look at Aave, they've been going down a lot recently. Some other upcoming ones like Kava also going down, right? So could it be the end for them? I don't think it's the end. I think it's here to stay, but it really depends on the Bitcoin push. So it really depends. I found the channel, but the link is really crazy. So it's called New Era Wax, just abbreviation new. So if you guys have interest, I will post this on my Twitter. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the comments of this video. So if you guys are interested, it's a brand new channel. You can subscribe to it. Me and my friend will start talking about stuff with cards. And if you like sports and basketball and stuff. We're not just go talk basketball, but that's what we know most of. So just want to let you guys know. Anyways. Mr. Null Deep, thanks for tuning in. I know you gave me some huge tips before. I always appreciate it. Since we have some time, and since I still have a lot of drinking to do, I guess tonight, let's check some altcoins, right? Not necessarily DeFi, but some of the ones that have been moving quite a bit. Let's see where they are. Like Ethereum has been moving a lot recently. Can it continue? Let's take a look. This is not the one. Where's the one I use? Coinbase? Yeah. So Ethereum actually has been doing really well. So I drew a lot of lines from before, like support/resistances. And after it broke through 246, it just shot up to 274. And I said the next mark will be about 314. And it did. And shot up right through there, and now it's kind of hovering there. So the next point for Ethereum is going to be 360. And there's a lot of hype around Ethereum 2.0. And the last testnet for Ethereum 2.0, where it moves to proof of stake, is coming up. See, I give out good information. I create a video about that 2 days ago, and really no one watched it. So you guys need to watch these segments. I'm going to start putting out a lot of segment videos, short 3, 5, 7 minute videos. So make sure you guys watch them because I give good information in there. Well, at least I think I do. But Ethereum is actually doing really well recently as well after it broke through this. Now, if Bitcoin continues to go up, I think Ethereum will continue to go up. I think Bitcoin will drag a lot of altcoins up, especially the big cap coins. So I do think Ethereum is in a good spot right now after being stagnant for a long time. ADA, Cardano, same thing. Cardano, after it surpassed 10 cents, it became really bullish, shot up right to 13.5 cents, and it stayed there. It had trouble surpassing 13.5 cents, but take a look, it passed it with the hard fork going, which it should be done. Shelly hard fork today. And even though it's come down a little bit, it's utilizing this 13.5 as a support. As long as it stays here and utilizes support and builds upon this and continues forward, ADA is also in a good spot, right? And some of these altcoins have been doing well for the last few months. VeChain, also one that has been doing well. And as you can see here, it's pressed up against a heavy resistance right now, around 2 cents. But you can see VeChain has been moving really well and consolidated in this area for a while. And then boom, a lot of white space here, right? So the fear is if VeChain goes down, it could go down to about 1 cent, but it's early. Let's see. If it can go back up and press against this 2 cent mark and break through, then that's very, very, very positive. You could see VeChain, after it's split, this is the high mark, right? So if it could pass 2 cents, 2.5 cents would be the next mark. So yeah, VeChain is also looking pretty good. I don't know, since Mr. Null's Deep is here, let's look at Null's. Oops. So Null's was doing very good until it got weakness. So you could see it was as low as 8 cents, and then it rallied hard, broke through all the resistances, and rallied all the way up to almost 80 cents. So that is 10x. Now, unfortunately, it fell through. It utilized around 44 cents as a support, and unfortunately, due to today's pump and yesterday's pump, a lot of people sold Null, so it broke under. So it'll be important to see if it can break above and hold above. That'll be very important. Otherwise, if it goes back down to 36 cents, it's going to take a while before it gains strength up, right? I honestly thought Nulls would just go from here to $1 because there's a lot of white space here, but for whatever reason, you could see there's really not a lot of stopping points here. For whatever reason, some of the whales decide to sell, so there's some weakness, but not giving up Nulls yet. I think it still has promising future. It's just a matter of waiting. I am drinking some wild turkey honey mixed with a splash of Coke. That's my preferred drink. I really like wild turkey. Wild turkey and Jim Beam, yeah, they're real smooth, real smooth. I don't like the real smoky flavor with whiskey. I like the ones that just goes down smooth. So, one that I did talk about, I don't know, I don't remember if I had it during my live stream when I came back on YouTube or Twitch. But one of the protocols that does look very promising, Elrond, has been on a tear and is still on a tear. And this is one of the only altcoins that really did not fall back down yet. So can it happen in the future? Yeah, but people asked me about this months ago and I didn't pay attention. And I kind of looked into them and I realized there's such a tight integration with Binance. It's almost like certain that it's going to do well. So Elrond actually is still doing well. They're a protocol company that has sharding already in place. So basically, this is what Ethereum is trying to do. Ethereum 2.0 is trying to get to where Elrond is right now, at least from scaling perspective and stuff. Not from a developer standpoint where Ethereum leads every project, but they do have sharding already, which is really good in terms of scaling. They have a young team. Not very experienced, but the fact that they have such a tight integration with Binance, not only is Elrond the IEO of Binance, The founders of Elrond are investors in Binance when they were early. So they're actually part founders of Binance. So with that integration, I just don't see them doing that bad. Binance is going to be putting a lot of weight behind this project. So I think another one to look at and keep an eye on is Elrond. Like I said, it could come down because it's been doing this parabolically, but keep an eye on it. In terms of market cap, they're still relatively small. You know, I used to be a vodka man. You know, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm 1/16 Russian, but I can't stand vodka anymore. Like I could down whiskey like almost like light beer. Like whiskey affects me less than light beer, but I can't stand vodka anymore. So Bitcoin is coming down a little bit. 11,057, not too bad. Let's look at some of the short-term indicators. What are we seeing? You know, we know Bitcoin's going to come down, but can it stay? Can it stay above 11,000? Can it stay above 10,500? That is the question mark, right? 10,500 is right here. So you could see once it shattered, just like kind of went up from there, right? If you're looking at a short-term indicators like 15-minute, you know, stochastic is bottomed out. And RSI hit about 50, and this is a point where Bitcoin usually starts rallying up, especially when it has momentum. So we could see a rally back up from here, or we don't and see RSI go down to about 30s and continue down. So let's see on the hour, stochastics start coming down, but during hot periods you can see it doesn't go down all the way, but it certainly could. So I guess we'll see. This time, not this time tomorrow, but tomorrow morning we'll see if the momentum continues on, because Asia is already open. Usually when we have huge North American pumps like this, Asia is the one that's more sensible and starts profit taking. But they're already up. They've been up for a while, and they haven't really sold yet. Well, maybe I'm speaking too early because now we're below 11,000. So let's see. Usually Asia are the ones that's profit taking, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see this time tomorrow morning whether or not Bitcoin will still be at 11,000 or not. I honestly think due to what's going on, whoever is behind the big buys due to fear of inflation, they're not just going to let this go. I honestly think that Bitcoin can go to 12,000. I think that's the next point it could reach. Like, boom, right up here, right? And then we'll see. And then we'll see if it can keep going to 13,000, 14,000, or it takes another breather then. But I think that's where we're going to see Bitcoin in the near future. ETH crashed today. I'm 90%. I'm not sure what to do since I lost 5 figures in the last 12 to 16 hours. ETH crashed today? No, it didn't. It's still high compared. Did you just like buy all in on ETH today or something? Or yesterday? Because ETH didn't crash. Or ETH didn't crash. Or did it? What are you talking about ETH crashed? It didn't do anything. It went as high as 334, but for the most part, it's been hovering about 320-ish, 325. So, did you just like buy like 200K at like 334 or something like that? I don't know what your definition of a crash is. But anyways, yeah. Oh, lost 10% of Satoshi value. Yeah. I've always said it, right? It sucks. Even though your dollar value doesn't go down, but your Satoshi value, basically your BTC worth, goes down because BTC skyrockets and Ethereum doesn't, or any altcoins for that matter, right? What makes it worse is your altcoin goes down dollar-wise and Satoshi-wise, right? But yeah, that's how it is. That's the pain sometimes you have to go through when you're holding altcoins. But sometimes altcoins go faster, so you make it up. But during extreme Bitcoin pumps, that's usually not what happens. During extreme Bitcoin pumps, Bitcoin is the only one that goes up, and everything else drags and lags behind. So Bitcoin is below 11,000. Let's see. Is it going to go lower? Is it going to go to 10.5? And if so, will it hold? But we'll see. I think it's still a bit early. To be panicking. I still think that this time around is different. I really think this is different. I kind of saw something, because I look at these charts and I look at prices so often. I kind of noticed something too a few days ago. I'm like, why all of a sudden it started going up in a big way? And you know what? I never really looked into it until the fact that, this was the same time that gold started going up in a big way. There has to be something to it. But anyways. Infinity Beyond, you're fine, right? You got a lot of money in crypto, so I think you're fine. Just play it smart. Don't play too greedy, and you'll be fine. All right. I think I'll end the stream. So overall, I think Bitcoin is doing very, very, very well. This is what we've been waiting for. I think it's no coincidence that Bitcoin and gold are doing as well as they are. Because I think this has a lot to do with what's going on, what's being discussed in Congress right now, the second relief program, and has a lot to do with uncertainty and unemployment and all this good stuff. People are trying to protect themselves, so I think a lot of institutional investors are getting involved. Not so much retail investors, but I do think there will be a time when retail FOMO hits, and then they'll be adding like fuel to the fire, right? But we'll see. So right now, Bitcoin fell down a little bit, but still around 11,000. Let's see what happens tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Can it continue? I don't know. I just feel like this will. But of course, we will consolidate. Bitcoin will consolidate at some point. So some of the altcoins that are doing weak right now, they can have a recovery day, recovery week, recovery month. Who knows? Just depends on what Bitcoin is going to do. All right. That is pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, my YouTube is a little screwed up after I got it back. So someone told me, Vay, you told me that Super Chat is not working. I have to look into it, why it's not working. But make sure you hit the notification bell because it might be turned off. Resubscribe if you haven't already. And please make sure you check out my news segments. It definitely helps. There's something going on with my algorithm. It's just not really doing well. This is my third video today, so hopefully this will go carry. Some of these old videos have not been doing well, so there's a lot of ideas. I've learned a lot over the last year or so, especially with my other channel, my car channel. If I learned, that algorithm is very important. If you either have it or you don't, right? And I need to get it back again with Cryptos R Us, so help me do that. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and tune into my videos tomorrow and the rest of this week, and tune into my live stream on Friday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, take care, guys, and have a good night, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.